Let me tell you about the mysterious idol of Ra, a tale of danger, adventure, and the relentless pursuit of history's deepest secrets. It all began with a perilous fight in the Vatican against a formidable giant, after which Indiana Jones and Gina Lombardi carefully landed in Giza, knowing the next clue awaited them. This was another cog in the wheel of the Great Circle, an ancient and mysterious alignment of historical sites around the world. The Great Circle. What is it? According to historians, if one were to draw a line along the middle of the earth, it would connect several sites of immense historical importance, such as Giza, Easter Island, Sukhothai, Nazca, among others. This was a mystery Indiana was determined to uncover. Yet, as he surveyed the vast, heavily guarded dig sites in Giza, uncertainty loomed over him. Everything seemed like a dead end until they met Madame Nawal, a woman of great intelligence and a patron of history and forgotten artifacts. She spoke of an idol, long lost yet immensely valuable, a relic that had now captured the interest of the nefarious Voss. According to Egyptian legend, the idol of Ra bore a curse and had remained hidden for thousands of years. Madame Nawal believed that someone had discovered it, someone who had remained in Giza. Khufu, the second pharaoh of the 4th dynasty, was a prime suspect. His great pyramid stood as his personal tomb, and within its depths perhaps lay the idol of Ra, buried beyond reach to protect its secrets. As Indiana searched for clues, another mystery surfaced, one even closer to Gina's heart. Madame Nawal's informant had discovered information about Laura Lombardi, Gina's missing sister. She had fallen into the hands of Hitler's scientists, and the only way to learn more was to infiltrate Voss's stronghold, an elite Nazi compound teeming with soldiers and mercenaries. Gaining access to Voss would be no easy task. Indiana and Gina required workers' passes to enter the compound, which were near impossible to obtain. In the meantime, Nawal assigned Indiana a crucial mission to recover curved stone tablets inscribed with ancient Egyptian writings. These steles, scattered in dangerous locations across the city, were also sought by Voss. If he acquired them, the remaining history of Giza would be lost forever. They had to be preserved and secured in the museum. The quest was treacherous. The locations were marked on a map, but they were infested with traps, crumbling walls, burning debris, hidden passages shrouded in darkness. Each step was a calculated risk. Indiana had to swing across gaps, jump carefully over death traps, and evade deadly pitfalls laid by the ancients. Each stele locked behind elaborate mechanisms, requiring levers hidden in the most obscure places. One misstep and he would be lost in history. There were 4 steles Indiana needed before securing the workers' passes: the Death Stele, the Giant Stele, the Protector Stele, and the Sebek Stele. After a harrowing journey through treacherous ruins, he finally recovered them all. Back at Nawal's camp, the steles were disguised in false packaging to be safely delivered to the Cairo Museum. In exchange, Indiana and Gina received the much needed workers' passes. Nawal revealed a secret, an underground tunnel leading directly into the Nazi compound. The plan was simple: enter the restricted zone with their permits, use a distraction to lure away the guards, and ambush Voss. But simple plans rarely go accordingly. The compound was overflowing with German soldiers. As the German flag was taken down as a sign of distraction, an explosion rocked the compound, throwing the entire facility into chaos. The distraction worked well. A giant explosion followed by a skirmish. All the German soldiers were running haywire. Meanwhile, India and Gina slowly made their way across the tents and buildings to reach Voss. Step by step, covering their tracks, they pushed through. Even though it became increasingly difficult with each step, they reacted swiftly, hiding when necessary and occasionally knocking out guards from behind. Finding the main building where Voss was staying was not easy. After tremendous effort and several heart-pounding encounters with notorious German soldiers, Indy and Gina finally reached Voss's office. Inside, they uncovered the key to the detention center, where Laura was supposedly held. But more importantly, they found her diary, filled with ancient scriptures and hieroglyphics, proof that her disappearance was directly tied to Voss. The moment of confrontation arrived. Indiana and Gina sneaked into the detention center through the roof, eavesdropping as Voss and his general Gantz engaged in a heated argument.
Ist tot. Ich habe ihn verhört. Hat nichts gesagt. Also ist jetzt tot.
Der Riese war unsere einzige Möglichkeit, die Traumstelle zu öffnen. Und Sie, Oberst Gantz, haben ihn getötet. Wie wollen Sie das wieder gut machen, Sie Schimpanse? Hoffen Sie darauf, dass Ihnen die Lösung aus weiterem Himmel auf den Kopf.
As they sprung their ambush, the sight of a giant's corpse stopped Indiana cold. Its body was covered in mysterious tattoos, neither hieroglyphics nor Sumerian. They were geometric symbols from an ancient tongue. Then it struck him. This was the Adamic language, the language given by God to the first of men. Gina interrogated Voss, but he refused to reveal anything about Laura. Meanwhile, Voss distracted them with his cunning words while Gantz launched a brutal surprise attack. A brawl erupted. Indiana took blow after blow and he retaliated fiercely. A missed punch inadvertently struck Voss, breaking his nose. Gina fought viciously, forcing Voss into submission, while Indiana delivered the final blow, knocking out both Voss and Gantz with a chair. Now, the search for the idol of Ra could continue, but escaping the compound was another ordeal. They dodged guards, bullets and burning tents, barely making it out alive through the tunnels. Yet the adventure was far from over. Within the ancient passages, another revelation emerged. A painting, somehow tied to the dream stele, and then Indiana realized he had misinterpreted it. The idol of Ra was not locked away but hidden behind a riddle. Answer lay in the tattoos on the giant's corpse. They pointed to the east of the Khafre pyramid, to the tomb of Queen Mother Kentkawes I. The dream stele was not a key but a map. Following the clues, Indiana found a hidden entrance leading to the Chamber of Resonance, designed only for those who spoke the language of the giants. Drawing from his knowledge, he deciphered their words and unlocked the passage. Inside, an ancient cave bore inscriptions detailing an alliance between the Nephilim and the Egyptians. The giants had helped the pharaohs hide their secrets for eternity. Indy finally reached another chamber, where yet another puzzle was about to test his intellect. This time the puzzle was unique. It could only be solved by reflecting 3 lights. Indy had to push forward to find a light source, but this time Gina was not there to help. Some doors opened while others remained shut. The ones that did not open required light to be shown on a specific marking. These doors bore the same symbols, hinting at a connection. After numerous trials and errors, Indy finally discovered all the light sources needed to reflect onto the big door using the reflectors. The door had 3 locks, each of which could be unlocked by aligning the lights with different shapes. With Indy's intellect and high IQ, solving the puzzle did not take long. Finally, the giant door cracked open, revealing the cave of darkness. In front of him stood the Lightbringer statue, leaving Indy in awe. At last, he had reached his destination. Just when it seemed things were about to go smoothly, an ominous presence filled the air with darkness. Another menace loomed, a giant. A fierce battle broke out in the pitch black. Indy could not see a thing. Though the giant was blind, he possessed an extraordinary sixth sense. Every step Indy took made noise as silver coins were scattered all over the ground. The clinking sound quickly caught the giant's attention. Indy was helpless. Just as he was about to collapse in despair, something happened. An idea, a crazy idea. You might want to stay tuned for the coming video to know what really happened in the fight. Nevertheless, there is no stopping now. Finally, Indiana prevailed. Exhausted, he staggered into the inner chamber where the idol of Ra gleamed in the dim light. He had finally reached his prize. He shattered it, revealing another piece of the great circle puzzle. The mission was almost complete, but fate had other plans. The chamber filled with sand, burning Indiana alive. He fought desperately, crawling through the suffocating eating grains, barely making it out alive. Just as he emerged, a familiar face awaited him. Voss, the villain, had played him once more. The notorious evil rat. He snatched the artifact under Indy's nose and with a cold smudge left Indy to die. After all the trials, the blood, the sweat, Indiana had handed Voss what he sought on a silver platter. But was this the end? Stay tuned. The adventure is far from over. Subscribe if you are new. Hit that like button if you found this video engaging, and hope to see you soon in another video. Ciao ciao.
We wouldn't want you to catch a sunburn, would we, Dr. Jones?